Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're retaking a deep dive into something I think you lines find fascinating, the hidden currents of American culture. We all see the big, flashy stuff, Hollywood, fast food, the idea of the American dream, but what's really going on behind the curtain? What are the unspoken rules, the subtle anxieties, and the quiet strengths that truly define the day-to-day lives of millions? That's what we're exploring today, the America behind closed doors. First up, let's talk about the idea of neighborliness. You see it in movies, right? People borrowing a cup of sugar, block parties, that sort of thing. And it does exist. But in many places, especially in cities and suburbs, neighborliness has evolved. It's more of a polite, respectful distance. You'll get a friendly wave, a "how are you?" as you grab your mail, but people tend to keep to themselves. There's this unwritten rule: be friendly, but don't be intrusive. Your home is your sanctuary, your private castle. So, while people are generally willing to help in a real emergency, they're not necessarily looking to become your best friend just because you share a fence. It's a culture of private lives lived in close proximity. Now, let's tackle a big one: the pressure to be positive. Americans are famous for their optimism and can-do attitude. You're often expected to put on a happy face, to say "I'm doing great." Even when you're not, this toxic positivity can be exhausting. It often feels like you're not allowed to have a bad day. People might say, "just think positive," or "look on the bright side," which, while well-intentioned, can feel dismissive. Behind closed doors, people are, of course, dealing with stress, sadness, and anxiety just like everyone else. But there's a strong cultural script that encourages you to perform happiness in public. This is slowly changing, with more conversations about mental health, but that pressure to always be on and upbeat is still a very real part of the social landscape. This ties directly into our next topic, the hustle culture and the fear of falling behind. The American dream is built on the idea that hard work leads to success. But the flip side of that is an intense, underlying anxiety about not doing enough. People work long hours, take on side hustles, and constantly feel like they should be more productive. There's a glorification of being busy. If you're not grinding, you're losing. This isn't just about ambition for many, it's about survival. The social safety net isn't as robust as in many other countries, so the fear of a medical emergency or a job loss wiping you out is a genuine pervasive stressor that hums just beneath the surface of daily life. The smile you see on the outside might be masking a deep-seated worrying about financial stability. Let's switch gears and talk about regional identities. America is huge, and it's definitely not a monolith. Saying American culture is like saying European culture. It's an oversimplification. The pace of life, the values, the way people interact. It's radically different in New York City versus a small town in Alabama, or in Southern California versus the Midwest. In the South, there's a strong emphasis on hospitality, tradition, and politeness that can feel almost formal. On the West Coast, there's a more laid-back, informal vibe, with a focus on wellness and individualism. The Northeast is fast-paced and direct, while the Midwest is often seen as earnest and down-to-earth. These regional identities are incredibly strong and shape everything from your accent to your worldview, creating a patchwork of mini-cultures within the larger nation. Another fascinating aspect is how Americans approach rules and authority. There's a strange paradox at play. On one hand, it's a very orderly society. People queue in lines, generally obey traffic laws, and follow countless regulations. There's a system for everything, but at the same time, there is a deep-seated cultural suspicion of authority and a celebration of the rugged individual who breaks the rules for the right reasons. Think of the maverick hero in movies. This creates a tension, a desire for order and security, paired with a fierce love of personal freedom and a belief that you shouldn't be told what to do. This duality explains a lot about American politics and social debates. It's a constant tug-of-war between the community and the individual. And what about consumerism? It's no secret that America is a consumer society, but what's happening behind the scenes is a bit more nuanced. It's not just about buying things, it's about identity. The car you drive, the brands you wear, the phone you carry, these are all signals. They tell a story about your success, your values, and what tribe you belong to. But there's also a growing counter-movement. Many people, especially younger generations, are pushing back. They're embracing minimalism, sustainability, and experiences over possessions. So, while the mall is still a powerful symbol, there's a quiet but significant shift happening in people's homes where they're questioning if more stuff really equals more happiness. Finally, let's touch on the concept of making it. The classic American dream is a house, a family, and a stable job. That's still a goal for many, but the definition of success is becoming much more personal and diverse. For some, making it is being a digital nomad and traveling the world. For others, it's starting a small, ethical business in their community or achieving a healthy work-life balance that allows them to prioritize family and mental health over climbing the corporate ladder. The pressure to keep up with the Joneses is still there, but more and more people are deciding to run their own race. They're defining success on their own terms, away from the public eye and traditional expectations. So, the American cultural landscape is a complex and often contradictory place. It's a mix of outward optimism and private anxiety, of community spirit and fierce individualism, of deep-rooted traditions and constant reinvention. What you see on the surface is just the beginning of the story. The real, lived-in culture is found in the quiet moments, the unspoken rules, and the personal struggles and triumphs that happen every day, behind closed doors. What do you think? Did any of this resonate with your experiences, whether you're in the US or observing from afar? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this discussion, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives. See you in the next one.